3:47 a.m. Darnell Thompson huddles in a cardboard fortress behind Metro Station's dumpster. 18 years old, 6 feet tall, weighs maybe 130 pounds soaking wet. His stomach hasn't stopped growling in 2 days. In his pocket, a single crumpled dollar bill, his last connection to human dignity. The pre-dawn streets belong to people like him, invisible, forgotten. Human debris swept aside by the city's relentless march toward prosperity. A figure stumbles into the alley, man in a torn business suit, blood streaming from a gash above his eye. Phone shattered on the ground, wallet missing. He collapses against the brick wall, breathing hard. Darnell watches from his shelter. Every instinct screams danger. Getting involved means attention. Attention means cops. Cops mean trouble for homeless black kids. But the man's bleeding bad, real bad. Darnell emerges from his cardboard home. The man looks up, fear flashing across his face before exhaustion takes over. "Easy, man, I'm not gonna hurt you." Darnell's voice is soft, careful. Mugged, the man's words slur. 3 guys took everything. Darnell assesses the situation with street-smart efficiency. Head wound, possible concussion, shock setting in. The man's expensive watch is gone, but his wedding ring remains. Family man, someone who matters to somebody. "You need a hospital." "No money, no phone." The man's eyes lose focus. Darnell pulls out his dollar. One crumpled George Washington. The difference between eating today or going hungry another 24 hours. There's a payphone 2 blocks away. Still works, miracle in this digital age. Emergency services are free, but getting there requires energy Darnell doesn't have. The man slumps further. His breathing turns shallow. Darnell makes his choice. He helps the man to his feet, supporting his weight despite his own weakness. 2 blocks feels like 2 miles. The man's blood soaks into Darnell's only jacket. At the payphone, Darnell feeds his last dollar into the slot. His hands shake as he dials 911. 911, what's your emergency? Man's been mugged, head injury, losing consciousness. Corner of 5th and Madison by the old payphone. What's your name, sir? Darnell hangs up. Giving his name means questions he can't answer. He stays with the man until sirens wail in the distance, then melts back into the shadows. The ambulance arrives in a blaze of lights. Paramedics swarm the injured man. Darnell watches from the darkness of an adjacent alley, making sure they find him. As they load the man onto a stretcher, he calls out weakly, "The kid, where's the kid who helped me?" But Darnell's already gone. Disappeared into the city's forgotten corners where homeless teens learn to survive by staying invisible. Back at his cardboard home, Darnell's stomach cramps with hunger. That dollar could have bought a hot dog from the cart on 7th, could have been breakfast. Instead, it bought a stranger's life. He curls up on flattened boxes, using newspapers as blankets. Sleep doesn't come easy when you're hungry, when you're cold, when you're 18 and the world's already given up on you. Darnell wasn't always homeless. 2 years ago, he had a mother, had a home, had dreams about college and becoming an engineer. Then cancer came, ate his mother from the inside while medical bills ate everything else. Their apartment, their savings, their future. She died on a Tuesday, gray morning hospital room that smelled like disinfectant and defeat. Her last words, "Promise me you'll finish school, promise me you'll make something of yourself." He promised, but foster care at 16 meant group homes. Group homes meant violence, violence meant running, running meant the streets. Now he's 18, legally an adult, practically invisible. He attends Lincoln High when he can. Sneaks in through the back entrance, washes in the bathroom sink, sits in the back of classes hoping teachers won't notice he's wearing the same clothes for the 3rd day straight. His grades are good, great actually, 3.8 GPA despite everything. Teachers who notice call him resilient, kids who notice call him homeless trash. But Darnell keeps showing up, keeps studying in the public library until they kick him out at closing, keeps believing his mother's dying wish wasn't just fever dreams. Morning comes cold and unforgiving. Darnell wakes to someone kicking his cardboard shelter. "Move it, kid. Can't have you scaring off customers." Security guard from the adjacent store, same one who roused him 3 times a week. Darnell gathers his belongings. 2 changes of clothes, a toothbrush, his mother's photograph, his school notebooks wrapped in plastic bags to keep them dry. His entire life fits in a backpack that's more holes than fabric. The library opens at 9. 4 hours to kill. He walks to conserve energy. Walking's free, walking's invisible. At Lincoln High, he slips through the side entrance during the morning rush. The bathroom's empty. He washes his face, brushes his teeth, tries to make himself presentable. In the mirror, a stranger stares back. Hollow eyes, sunken cheeks. When did he start looking so much like a ghost? First period, advanced calculus. Mr. Peterson's writing derivatives on the board. Darnell slides into his usual back corner seat. Nice of you to join us, Mr. Thompson. Peterson doesn't look up. Homework. Darnell completed it 2 days ago in the library. Hands it forward. Peterson's eyebrows rise slightly. The kid who lives nowhere somehow maintains perfect homework scores. Lunch means hiding. The cafeteria's dangerous territory when you can't afford food. Darnell spends the period in the library, pretending to study while his stomach eats itself. Darnell, Ms. Rodriguez, the school librarian, approaches quietly. Haven't seen you at your usual table lately. Been busy. She sets down a brown bag. Someone left this, said they weren't hungry, shame to waste it. Inside, sandwich, apple chips, juice box. Darnell's throat tightens. Thank you, he whispers. Don't thank me, thank the mysterious benefactor. But her smile says everything. There are good people in the world, not many, but enough to matter. After school, Darnell walks to the public library's main branch, his sanctuary. Here, he's not homeless, he's just another student studying. He claims his usual table in the back corner and opens his calculus book. College applications are due in 2 months. Full scholarships are nothing. No home address complicates things, but he's working on it. Excuse me, young man. An elderly librarian approaches. There's a gentleman asking for you at the front desk. Darnell's blood runs cold. Cops, social services, someone finally noticed the homeless kid squatting in their library. At the front desk, a man in an expensive suit waits. Not a cop, something else. His head's bandaged, stitches visible above his left eye. The man from the alley. Darnell Thompson, the man extends his hand. I'm Robert Chen. I believe you saved my life 3 nights ago. Darnell's first instinct, run. His second, stay. Something in Chen's expression isn't threatening, it's grateful. How did you find me? The paramedics mentioned a teenager made the call. I checked local high schools, asked around. Your librarian friend, Ms. Rodriguez, was very helpful. Chen's smile is warm. She speaks highly of you. I didn't do anything special. You gave me your last dollar, called for help, stayed until you knew I'd be safe. Chen's voice cracks slightly. Do you know how rare that is? In a city of 8 million people, you were the only one who stopped. Darnell shifts uncomfortably. Gratitude feels foreign, dangerous. I'm CEO of Chen Technologies, Robert continues. Maybe you've heard of us. Darnell has. Chen Technologies. Software giant, Fortune 500 company, the kind of place that hires MIT graduates and pays 6 figures. I want to repay you. Not necessary. Darnell backs toward the door. I'm good. You're homeless. Robert's words are gentle but direct. Ms. Rodriguez told me, not gossiping, just concerned. She says you're brilliant, says you're wasting away because the system failed you. Shame burns through Darnell's chest. I don't need charity. I'm not offering charity, I'm offering opportunity. Robert pulls out a business card. Come to my office tomorrow, 2 p.m. Let's talk about your future. I have school. Skip it, one day won't hurt your 3.8 GPA. Robert knows too much, did too much research. Darnell takes the card because refusing feels impossible. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. please. Robert's expression is earnest. You saved my life, let me try to save yours. That night, Darnell can't sleep. The business card feels like fire in his pocket. Chen Technologies, tomorrow, 2 p.m. What does a CEO want with a homeless kid? What kind of opportunity comes from giving away your last dollar? His mother's voice echoes in memory. Promise me you'll make something of yourself. Maybe this is how promises get kept. Chen Technologies occupies 40 floors of gleaming steel and glass in the city's financial district. Darnell stands outside, feeling impossibly small. His cleanest clothes are still street clothes. His shoes have holes. He doesn't belong here. But he promised to come. Security stops him at the entrance. Can I help you? I have an appointment with Mr. Chen. The words sound ridiculous. Name: Darnell Thompson. The guard checks his computer. His expression shifts from suspicion to surprise. Mr. Chen's expecting you, 40th floor executive suite. The elevator ride feels like ascending to another planet. Glass walls reveal the city shrinking beneath him. By the 40th floor, his neighborhood is invisible. Robert Chen's office could fit Darnell's entire cardboard home 20 times over. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the city. Original art decorates walls. The desk alone probably costs more than a car. Darnell, Robert rises, genuine warmth in his greeting. Thank you for coming. Your office is... Darnell trails off, overwhelmed. Excessive, Robert laughs. My wife says the same thing, please sit. The chair is leather, soft, comfortable. Darnell perches on its edge, afraid to relax. I've been thinking about you constantly since that night, Robert begins. About what you did, what it cost you. It was just $1. It was your last dollar, there's a difference. Robert leans forward. I did some research. You're 18, orphaned at 16, been on the streets for 2 years, maintaining a 3.8 GPA despite having no home, no support, no safety net. Do you know how extraordinary that is? I'm just trying to keep a promise to my mom. Tell me about her. So Darnell does, words he's never spoken aloud, about cancer and medical bills and gray Tuesday mornings, about promises made in hospital rooms that smell like defeat, about trying to honor a dying woman's last wish. Robert listens without interrupting. When Darnell finishes, there are tears in the CEO's eyes. My father died when I was 19, Robert says quietly. Immigrant from Taiwan, worked 3 jobs to put me through college. Died of a heart attack in a factory. I was so angry. Angry at the world for being unfair. Angry at myself for not being able to save him. How did you get through it? Someone gave me a chance. A professor who saw potential. Helped me get scholarships, internships, opportunities I never could have found alone. Robert's expression is distant with memory. I built this company on the foundation of that kindness. Everything I have exists because someone believed in me when I had nothing. Why are you telling me this? Because I want to be that person for you. Robert pulls out a folder. I'm offering you a full scholarship to any university you choose. Room, board, tuition, books, everything covered. Plus a guaranteed internship here every summer. The words don't make sense, can't make sense. I don't understand. You gave me your last dollar when you had nothing. You saved my life when walking away would have been easier. That kind of character can't be taught, Darnell. It's rare, precious. Robert slides the folder across the desk. I'm investing in you, not charity, investment, because I believe you're going to change the world. Darnell opens the folder with shaking hands. Legal documents, scholarship agreements, university applications to MIT, Stanford, Harvard, all pre-filled, all pending his signature. This can't be real. It's real, there's one condition. Robert's expression turns serious. You have to promise to pay it forward. When you're successful, when you've made it, you find someone who needs help, someone the world's given up on, and you give them a chance. I promise. The words come automatically, but Darnell means them with everything he has. Then welcome to your future, Darnell Thompson. 2 weeks pass in a blur of paperwork and preparation. Robert doesn't just offer a scholarship. He provides everything. New clothes, temporary housing in a company apartment, meals, medical checkups, therapy sessions. You've been surviving in crisis mode for 2 years, the company-provided therapist explains. Your body and mind need time to heal. Darnell attends his last day at Lincoln High. Teachers who noticed his struggle offer quiet congratulations. Ms. Rodriguez hugs him, tears streaming. I knew you were special, she whispers. I knew you'd make it. Even Mr. Peterson, the calculus teacher, shakes his hand. MIT's lucky to have you. Marcus, a kid from his old neighborhood, corners him after final period. Heard you got out. Some rich dude's your sugar daddy now. The old Darnell would have fought. The new Darnell just smiles. Something like that. Must be nice. Some of us are still stuck here. Darnell thinks about Robert's condition. Pay it forward. What's your GPA? 3.2. Why? Give me your number. I might know someone who can help. That evening, Darnell sits in his temporary apartment, still unable to believe it's real. Actual bed, actual kitchen, actual safety. His phone rings, Robert Chen. How are you settling in? Still feels like a dream. Good dreams are worth holding on to, Robert pauses. I have something to tell you about the night you saved me. What about it? I was coming from the hospital. My daughter Emma, she's 12, leukemia. We just gotten test results. Relapse, third time. Robert's voice breaks. I was walking, not thinking, ended up in a bad neighborhood, got mugged, didn't even care. Felt like the universe was telling me to give up. Darnell's chest tightens. Is she okay? She's fighting, but that night I was ready to quit, ready to believe some battles can't be won. Robert's breath shakes. Then you appeared, homeless kid with nothing, giving everything to save a stranger. You reminded me that kindness exists, that fighting matters, that one person can make a difference. I didn't know. You didn't need to know, that's what made it pure. Robert's voice steadies. Emma wants to meet you. She calls you her guardian angel, says if a homeless teenager can be a hero, she can beat cancer. I'd like to meet her. Tomorrow, family dinner at our house. I'll be there. The Chen family home is in the suburbs. Not a mansion, surprisingly. Just a large, comfortable house with a garden and a tire swing. Emma Chen answers the door. Tiny, bald from chemotherapy, but her smile could power the sun. You're Darnell, she launches herself at him, hugging his waist. Dad says you're the bravest person he knows. Your dad's the brave one, fighting to get home to you. Inside, Robert's wife, Linda, greets him warmly. Thank you for saving my husband. Thank you for reminding us that good people still exist. Dinner is chaotic, wonderful, normal. Emma talks about school, about her friends, about the art project she's working on. She doesn't talk about cancer. Doesn't need to. Her bravery is evident in every breath. After dinner, Emma pulls Darnell aside. Dad says you're going to MIT. If I get in. You'll get in, you're a hero. Her certainty is absolute. When I grow up, I want to help people like you do. What do you want to be? A doctor so I can save people like you saved my dad. Her eyes shine with determination. We're fighters, right? We don't give up. Never give up. Darnell's voice is thick with emotion. Robert drives him back to the apartment. Emma's right, you know, you are a hero. I'm just a kid who made a choice. The hardest choices define us. Robert pulls up to the building. MIT accepted you, by the way, full scholarship, everything covered. You start in the fall. The news should bring joy, it does, but something else surfaces too, guilt. What about kids like Marcus, kids still stuck in my old neighborhood? Robert's smile is knowing. I was hoping you'd ask, what if we created a foundation, the Thompson Foundation, scholarships for homeless and at-risk youth? You'd help run it, identify candidates, be the face of possibility. Me? Who better? You've lived it, survived it, thrived despite it. Robert's expression is earnest. Your story gives hope, Darnell. Let's use it to change lives. Yes, the word comes without hesitation. Let's do it. 4 years later, Darnell Thompson graduates from MIT with a degree in computer engineering. Top of his class. Job offers from every major tech company, but he already knows where he's going. Chen Technologies, not as an employee, as a partner. You've earned this, Robert says, handing him a contract. Vice President of Social Innovation. You'll run the Thompson Foundation full-time, develop programs, change lives. The Thompson Foundation has already helped 200 kids. Scholarships, housing, mentorship, hope. Marcus from Lincoln High is one of them, now studying medicine at Johns Hopkins. Emma Chen is 13, cancer-free for 2 years, already talking about medical school. Darnell stands in the foundation's office, surrounded by photos of kids they've helped. Former homeless teens now in college, now employed, now thriving. His mother's photograph sits on his desk. Promise me you'll make something of yourself. He kept his promise, but more than that, he's helping others keep theirs. A knock on his door. A young girl, maybe 16, stands in the hallway, hollow eyes, sunken cheeks, clothes that haven't been washed in days. Are you Darnell Thompson? I am. I heard you help kids like me, kids with nowhere to go. Her voice trembles. I'm trying to stay in school, trying to keep going, but it's so hard. Darnell sees himself in her desperation, sees every homeless kid fighting to survive in a world that's forgotten them. What's your name? Jasmine. Jasmine, sit down, tell me your story. Darnell's smile is warm, genuine. And then let's talk about your future. Because cycles continue. Because kindness multiplies. Because $1, one choice, one moment of compassion can change everything. Darnell Thompson gave his last dollar to a stranger. That stranger gave him a future. Now Darnell spends every day giving futures to others. True wealth isn't measured in money. It's measured in lives touched, hope restored, promises kept. 10 years after that cold morning in an alley, Darnell stands at a podium addressing a ballroom full of philanthropists and business leaders. The Thompson Foundation's annual gala raises millions for at-risk youth. 10 years ago, I was homeless, hungry, and hopeless, he begins. I had $1 to my name. I gave it away to save a stranger's life. That choice led me here to all of you, to this foundation that's helped over 2,000 young people find their way. In the audience, Robert and Linda Chen sit with Emma, now a pre-med student at Stanford. Marcus is there too, about to start his medical residency. We're not just giving scholarships, Darnell continues. We're giving something more valuable, belief. Belief that your circumstances don't define your potential. Belief that one person's kindness can change the trajectory of a life. Belief that we all have the power to be someone's miracle. Standing ovation, but Darnell's not finished. Tonight, I want to introduce someone special. Jasmine Rodriguez, who came to my office 6 years ago with nothing but determination. Tell them your story, Jasmine. A young woman joins him on stage, confident, radiant, transformed. 6 years ago, I was homeless, sleeping in parks, trying to finish high school, Jasmine says. Darnell gave me a chance when no one else would. Now I'm graduating from Princeton next month, computer science degree, job offer from Chen Technologies. She looks at Darnell, tears streaming. He saved my life. Now I'm going to spend mine saving others. The cycle continues, will continue, must continue. After the gala, Darnell walks through the city's financial district, past Chen Technologies' gleaming tower, past the library where Ms. Rodriguez still works, still helps struggling students. He stops at the alley behind Metro Station. His old cardboard home is long gone, but the memory remains vivid. A figure huddles in the shadows. Young man, maybe 19, wrapped in newspapers against the cold. Darnell approaches slowly. You okay? The young man looks up, fear and hope warring in his expression. Just trying to stay warm. Darnell pulls out his wallet. Inside, a single dollar bill. He's carried it for 10 years, the same denomination he gave Robert Chen, a reminder of where he came from. He hands the dollar to the young man. Take this, and take my card. Come to this address tomorrow. Let's talk about your future. The young man stares at the card. Thompson Foundation, are you Darnell Thompson? I am. I've heard of you, the homeless kid who made it. His voice cracks. Is it really possible? Can people like us actually escape this? Darnell thinks of MIT, of the foundation, of 2,000 lives changed. He thinks of his mother's promise, of Robert's investment, of Emma's determination, of Jasmine's transformation. It's possible, he says firmly, but you have to believe, have to fight, have to accept help when it's offered. Why would you help me? You don't know me. Someone helped me when I had nothing. Now I help others. That's how this works. Darnell's smile is gentle. The only condition when you make it, you help someone else, pay it forward, keep the cycle going. The young man clutches the card like a lifeline. I promise. Then I'll see you tomorrow. What's your name? David Martinez. Tomorrow, David. Your future starts tomorrow. Darnell walks home through streets that once terrified him. The city looks different now, not because it's changed, but because he has. He gave his last dollar to a stranger. That stranger gave him everything. Now he spends his life giving everything to strangers who need it most. Some call it charity. Darnell calls it justice, calls it hope, calls it keeping promises to dying mothers and grateful CEOs and scared teenagers in alleys. The cycle continues, will always continue, because kindness multiplies, because compassion compounds, because one choice, one moment, $1 can change the entire world. Darnell Thompson learned that truth in an alley 10 years ago. Now he teaches it every single day. And somewhere in the city, David Martinez holds a business card and dares to dream of futures that seemed impossible yesterday. The cycle continues, must continue, will continue. $1, one choice, one life saved, one world changed. Forever,